Hello everyone, and welcome to the Make Your Mark question time. I'm Jen Cotter, your independent host for today's proceedings. Over the last few weeks, we've been collecting a series of questions from our students at the University of Wolverhampton, which we'll be asking the candidates today to answer for the 4 full-time positions and the voluntary position of Union Chair. For those joining us on social media, if you have any questions, please comment these under the live stream and we will endeavour to ask the candidates your questions. The way the process will work is I will start with introducing the role that we are questioning, and then the candidates will have 60 seconds opening statement to let students know more about who they are and what they are wanting to achieve as an officer. After the 60 seconds, I will ask the candidates to stop so it's fair for everyone. At the end of the opening statement, I will then ask the candidates to promote their social media handles so students can find out more about each candidate over the next few days. After this, we will go into the questions, where the candidates will have 45 seconds to answer. Again, candidates will be asked to stop after this period to keep it fair to everyone. If we have time after the questions we already received, we will then take questions from social media. Some rules for today. Please no personal attacks or any discriminatory comments. If these do occur, students will be removed from the stream. Please make sure your questions can be answered by all candidates. No questions specific for an individual candidate. Please only ask questions when addressed so they can keep the audio clear and accessible for all. The final position today is for our president. This role takes lead responsibility on the development and delivery of our democratic structures and procedures. They also work with the university and its departments and faculties and liaise with relevant external agencies. The president, with the other officers, leads on representing all University of Wolverhampton students internally and externally, and actively encourage students to become more engaged with their students' union. We have 7 candidates for this position, who are Abdul, Chialoka, Femi, Kyle, MD, Rahul, and Tiber. Today, I am also joined by my wonderful co-host, Niall, who will step in should we have any issues at all. With us on the question time call today, we have Tiber and we also have Chialoka as well. So at this point, we will be using a random name generator in order to get the order for the candidates for question time. And the first person to introduce himself today is going to be my apologies. The first person coming up today is going to be Kyle. Kyle, would you mind introducing yourself, please?
Hi, everybody. My name is Kyle. I'd love to take this opportunity to just thank you all for being here. And the sole reason for me becoming student union president is to make your voices heard. A lot of the time we hear that young people are messy, we're lazy, we don't really want to do anything. But the reality is a lot of the resources that we want to use aren't necessarily available to us, or they are available to us, but we don't know how to access them. So one of the things I'm great at is bringing communities together, whether they're external or internal. Our voices matter and everybody needs to hear our voice. And one of the best things about us as young people is we're tomorrow's generation. We're the people who can really affect change today that will affect us tomorrow. We're the people who can motivate and inspire the next generation by being the people that we want to see in the future. We need to be the change, and I'm here to help you become the exact change that you want to see in this world, starting here in university. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that, Kyle. Would you like to introduce your social media handles as well?
My social media handles for all of my accounts are at Mr. PALMR. So that's Mr. Palmer on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram as well. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Moving on, Abdul has now joined us. Abdul, would you like to introduce yourself as well, please? If you're there, Abdul, would you like to introduce yourself? Whilst we're just waiting for Abdul to be able to join us, we'll move on. And if I could move on to Tiber. Tiber, would you be able to introduce yourself, please?
Hi, my name is Tiber. I am a current undergraduate student and course representative for Level 5 Biomedical Science. I am standing for the role of president, to represent all students fairly. I'm aiming to encourage everyone to take part, to engage with the Students' Union, and making societies come together to organise bigger events for students to engage. Um, because communication is one of the reasons, one of the things that's going to let us um, uh, get by our university, and also with the current circumstances in place, you need someone to talk to. So, yeah, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that, Tiber. Would you like to take the opportunity to let us know your social media handles, please?
Yep. You can either contact me on my email address, t.a.mahmood, MAHMOOD, at wlb.ac.uk, or you can contact me via my number, my work number, 075 9974 2777. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. I believe we've got a couple of technical difficulties, so we are just going to work through them so we can get our other candidates to introduce themselves. So could both our candidates try to re-add your mics for us so you're able to have your audio on? That would be wonderful. And we'll retry you in just one moment, so bear with me. I believe as well, if you need any further instruction, we have sent you an email which should hopefully help as well. Once you do have your mics connected, if one of you could just let us know that you're ready to go, we'll then be able to get you to introduce yourselves. We will just give it a few more minutes just to offer them the opportunity, so just bear with us whilst we get this rectified. Right, so just whilst we're getting that rectified so we don't delay any longer, my apologies for that slight delay there. We will endeavour to be able to get access to both of our candidates so they can indeed join us. But for now, we will just proceed, and then as soon as they are able to join us, they will get the same equal opportunity. So just as a reminder, we are doing the random name generator in order for candidates to get the order for the questions they're answering today. And for this part of the question time, candidates will have 45 seconds to be able to give their response. So if for now we move on to the first question. The first question is, the lack of student engagement has often been highlighted as a concern around campus. Do you, as candidates, have any ideas how you could address this concern and get students to engage? First up, answering that question will be Tiber. Tiber, if you could answer that question for us, please.
Yep. You normally find that people are engaging less with the society when they've not got the opportunity to, with the lack of opportunity to communicate with other students, staff, or societies. Therefore, I do feel like societies need to engage more with the students. For example, in Welcome Week, they could talk about their society. They could introduce more events, activities, sessions for support, for example, with essays, and advertise more for any kind of support that they can give.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for that response. So if we proceed now to Kyle. Kyle, would you mind answering the same question for us, please?
Hello?
Hi, Kyle. We can hear you if you would like to go ahead.
Has it started? I do apologize. I do apologize. Yep. One of the things that I would focus on is first understanding why the students don't engage. From initial analysis, I would say that there aren't enough societies out there that actually have the large majority of student interest, and that's simply because I don't think there are a lot of students who feel confident enough to step up to the position and actually run their own society. So one of the things that I would implement straight away would be to encourage students who have ideas, whether it's something like horse riding or golf, or even just something like quad biking, something that's really fun. Encourage students to step forward and build their confidence in order for them to take part in them positions, and then use that as a framework, as a bridge, if you will, to help them further on in life. So that's the first thing that they do, and that's something that they continue on in life as well.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much for that response. I believe we now do have Abdul with us, so we should be able to hear them now, which is brilliant. If you would like to take this opportunity to introduce yourself now, we can. Please go ahead.
Hi, my name is Abdul Rahim. I'm standing for president candidate, and I got beautiful ideas and plans for active campus as well. And I'm here. All you got any questions to answer your query?
Wonderful, thank you so much. Would you like to take this opportunity to let us know any of your social media handles, please?
I got Twitter, and my email address is a.rahim@wolverhampton.ac.uk, and my Twitter account is asrahim.
Wonderful, thank you so much. We are still waiting, hopefully, for another one of our candidates to be able to join us. So again, same process, we will introduce them as soon as we're able to. Just to recap the questions, so it is fair in case Abdul did miss it. Abdul, we are currently answering this question, so I will read it out again for you, and then if you could answer it, that would be wonderful. So the question is, the lack of student engagement has often been highlighted as a concern around campus. Do you, as candidates, have any ideas how you could address this concern and get students to engage?
Yeah, I have a plan to make my own volunteer team to contact each and every students who are not connected with the campus. So yeah, I got a few ideas with that.
Thank you so much. We will now move on to the next question. And the next question is, as we're currently living in very difficult and uncertain times in regards to the coronavirus pandemic, do you as candidates have any ideas going forwards as to how we can better support our students? And the first person to respond to that question will be Kyle. Kyle, if you could respond to that question now.
Yeah, perfect. I think that as students, we need to have representatives in the university to represent the wider, I guess, perhaps potentially us as, the vice president, president, and other officers. But at the same time, I think it would be great to get other students involved to create some kind of panel of consultants, if you will, to consult not only with the university, but also MPs, councillors, to come together to best support the needs of students, taking their ideas into consideration, and also the fact that not every student has the same problems, and not every student learns the same way. So coming together to kind of cultivate a beautiful response that helps everybody, not just one type of student.
Wonderful, thank you for that response. Up next, if we could have Abdul again, please.
Yes, I think so. Before to confirm all the students' support, I think we need to make sure the student know how to access the support system first. So I think we need to work on that first. I know lots of students I've been contacted with. They even doesn't know how to access the facilities or the university provided in the current situation as well. So we need to ensure the message goes to each and every student who need the support first in this current pandemic situation even.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Abdul. Moving on to Taiba now, please, if you could answer the same question.
I think it's important to recognise the students living in accommodation. I think it would be nice and beneficial to them if we could send letters, little packs to reassure them that the university or the student union is there. We do remember them. And ask them how they're coping. Even people with disabilities, reach out to all of them or all of the people with disabilities and ask them if there is anything that we can do to help. And all in all, just in welcome week for new students, I think the student union needs to talk about themselves more and introduce themselves.
Thank you very much, Taiba. So just before we proceed, just a reminder, if anyone does have any other questions they would like us to ask our candidates on their behalf, please do put it onto our live streams on our social media and we will endeavour to ask those questions for you. Moving on then to our next question. Aside from your manifesto points, what unique qualities can you bring to this role? And the first person that we will go to with this question will be Abdul. Abdul, would you be able to answer that question for us?
So I got in your question. Sorry, can you say again?
Yes, of course. Just repeat the question for you. So the question is, aside from your manifesto points, what unique qualities can you bring to the role?
I think best thing to first of all, I need to get some active volunteer along with the officers to identify the actual problem or what is the problem or the issues to resolve the demand of the student within the campus and the accommodation as well. I already put some on manifestos that currently I'm living in university zone or the North Road. There is no any outdoor shelters to socialize with student, outside like we have in Lomas Street. So I've been reckoned with the other student to be fixed the problem with that.
My apologies, I just need to stop you there as we have reached the end of the 60 seconds. Thank you for that response, Abdul. If we could move on now to Taiba. Taiba, if you could answer the question, please.
I think first of all, it's a good trait to be so positive. I am a very extrovert person. I am cautious as well, and it's good to be cautious. You need to. It's good when you're cautious. You're asking questions. You're finding out the views of the people that you're talking to, the people you're voicing opinions for, and I love learning new languages. I can speak multiple languages, so it is something nice to have. For example, with international students, for example, there is a huge language barrier, even though they do speak English, because the English here and English in other countries they are very different. So it's nice to speak to people on the in their own language.
Thank you so much for that response, Taiba. Moving on now, we will go to Kyle. Kyle, if you could answer the same question for us, please.
Yeah, thank you again for this opportunity to speak. One of the things that I'm great at is showing people their value. I love how can I explain it? A lot of people don't see their value, whether it's their talent, how much they're worth. I always give the expression of a diamond. You only see the true value in the diamond when it's under pressure. I believe everybody is diamond, but it's only after a cultivation process that they're able to see their true value and their true worth. And so one of the things that I will be implementing is interaction between internal, external companies to enable students to progress further, whether it's through leadership, team training and development, to give them the best out of their time here at university, and also to encourage them to do more with their life so they can succeed, because succeeding is all that matters to me.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much, Kyle. So moving on, we have received a question on social media, which is always wonderful to see. So the question is, how will you work with the Vice President to improve overall student experience? And up first to respond to that question is Kyle.
Perfect. I think with me, I don't look at positions like titles. I look at the individual. I believe everybody, as I said earlier, have success in them, and simply because vice president and every other officer have been picked, that means that they have the qualities to do their position perfectly. In regards to how we're going to work together, what I would love to do is have a panel of, when I say panel, we come together, whether it's weekly or fortnightly, to engage students so they know us all on a personal level, and also from a collective level, so that we can come together and really focus on the needs of individuals. The vice president, the president, and every other officer, they're all important. We're all important, just as important as each other. And we can't lose the fact that just by titles, we can't take away the titles. We have to use the individual as well.
Have to stop you there. Sorry, Carl. Thank you very much for that response. Moving on, if we go to Abdur now to respond to the same question.
Hello, Summer. Thank you very much, Summer, to raise your points. I think we will improve all the students' experience by, as I said before, we need to identify the students' problem past. We need to listen the student what point they got, like lots of students even got problem with the time-to-time assignment systems. We haven't got enough staff. I believe that we haven't got enough staff in the library that can help to students for the assignments and these and that, to check out the work, especially for international students. So we need to see like the students' problem past. Then we have to work on that plan. How can we sort it out? I think so.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that response, Abdur. Again, just moving on, as we did reach the 60-second limit. Up next is now Taiba. Taiba, would you be able to respond to the on-screen question, please?
Yep, I think it's all about collaboration. And at the end of the day, as the president, it's all about bringing together all the elements of the student union. I think when you're putting when it's one person's idea, it's never going to do anything for you. But having the ideas of so many people, you might have one idea. The vice president for diversity, for example, might have one idea. It's all about listening to each other. Listening to students first of all, listening to course reps, listening to school reps, listening to the whole team, and I think that's probably the first step forward to improving student experience.
That is wonderful. Thank you all so much for your responses to those questions. Unfortunately, I have been made aware that Chialoka is unable to join us due to technical issues. I'm sure we have all experienced technical and internet issues lately. However, what I would ask is, if anyone does have any questions for Chialoka, please put them into the comments on our social media channels, and we will endeavour to ensure he does respond to those comments, and that those comments and responses are visible to everyone. That brings us to the end of all the set and all the live questions for today's question time. Thank you all for joining us, and again, a massive thank you for our candidates who joined us as well. Voting does open on the 1st of March. If you head to the SU website at www.wolvesunion.org, you can find everyone's manifestos and you can decide who you would like to vote for. Again, thank you all for joining us today.